Uh, Good evening. Yeah, let's do exercise real quick. Ah, okay, real quick. Oh boy. Ah, all right. Okay. Ooh. Oh. Good. Wow. Oh. Oh. Oh, that was good, wasn't it? Okay. It's been 2 minutes. I think that's enough. Yeah. Need some more? Uh, sure. Uh, yeah, some martial arts, right? Yeah. I mean, some weaponry because it's been a while, right? Yeah. To strengthen our fingers, okay? It's not necessarily martial art. It's just, like, woo! I'm so not good at it. Ah, ah, okay, okay. Counterclockwise and then clockwise, right? Oh, yeah. Ah, ah, ooh, ooh, right? And then behind the back, right? Over the head, around the neck, the other way. Ah, and then behind the leg, right? The other way. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I think that's enough. It's fun, right? But it's very good for joints and strengthening of the fingers and stuff. Yeah, it's fantastic, right? Okay, we'll take 5 minutes, okay? So, yeah. Okay. Let me empty this trash can real quick. Ah. Okay. Okay. Happy happy Monday. Yeah, happy Monday. Let me grab my water, more drinks. Okay. All right. So, happy Monday, and yeah, let's talk about news a little bit, okay? Because in my spare time, yeah, I use everybody's favorite hobby, right? Reading the news, right? And yeah, I'm sorry, but I cannot help talking about this because I'm Asian, all right? I'm Asian, right? Asian male, 42 years old. By the way, I wrote about that in the paper I'm writing, okay? Uh, yeah, this anti-Asianism going on. Post-COVID, okay, the title of that section is Copium Channel Analysis of Post-COVID Anti-Asianism. Okay, I had to talk about it because, yeah, I mean, I'm Asian, so it does affect me mentally, okay, metaphysically. Although in Alaska, it is safe. We are spared from COVID-19 or BLM or this anti-Asianism. Uh, we are spared from all that stuff. Okay, so I'm in a very safe place. Okay, so but in other states like New York, California, yeah, anti-Asianism is going on. So yeah, we can conduct some humanological analysis on this subject matter as a scientist. Okay, but first, yeah, let's talk about solution. We recommend martial arts. Okay, that's because police officers, they're not gods. They cannot be there for us when we need them because it takes time for police officers to come. Okay, and they are not everywhere. They are not omnipresent. They are not omnipotent. They are people, police officers. Okay, so we cannot rely on them. We cannot rely on anyone. Okay, we have to strengthen ourselves. Martial arts. Okay, that's the only solution. And yeah, that's what I recommend to people, whether they're Asians or not. Okay, whoever their race may be. Yeah, martial arts is just too important. Okay, yeah. How about guns? By all means, yeah, have a gun if it's legal. But there are many places we cannot carry guns into. Okay, and what if gun jams and use of gun? Yeah, we naturally hesitate to use it, right? Because it's fatal, right? But martial art is non-fatal. And some martial art moves are fatal, but okay, yeah, and it's healthy too to exercise with martial arts. Okay, so that's the solution part. Now analysis. Okay. Uh, Before this anti-Asianism, post-COVID anti-Asianism. Before that, there was pro-Asianism. Okay. Yeah, you have Samsung, LG, this electronics. You have cars like Hyundai, Kia. Those are Korean companies, and Japanese companies like you have Toyota, Honda, right? And Japanese electronics like Sony. You have Panasonic, right? Great product, Asian products, right? Yeah. And couple of months ago, up to couple of months ago, yeah, the Korean singers like BTS, Blackpink, and Korean movies like Parasite, they got multiple awards in America, right? So it was very pro-Asia Asianism, but all of a sudden it changed. Okay, yeah. So yeah, it personally affects me. I mean, just reading those news, Asians are being bullied upon and victims of crimes. It does affect me emotionally. Okay, so it's kind of so yeah, I kind of came to understand BLM activism, pro LGBT activism. I can understand now better than before. Okay, at least the sentimental part of it. Okay, yeah, yeah. I'm only human. Okay. Also anti-Semitism as well. Okay, yeah. I mean, there are some social media postings like some people making fun of Asian dope eating culture, right? I mean, those kind of things are not too bad. Why? Because it's just social media postings, right? Yeah, some other race people making fun of Asians, dog eating culture. It's not too bad. That's what I'm saying. What's really bad is crimes or vandalism. All right, those are crimes, the misdemeanors, felonies. Okay, and we don't want people to go to jail for those things. So why do they commit those crimes then? I mean, I wouldn't call it hate crimes. It's just picking on small, weaker people. Because nowadays, anti-Asianism is dominant ideology, behaviorism in America and Europe and other some Western countries. Okay, Asian social status is very low, which is anti-Asianism is dominant ideology. Okay, so when Asian status, social status is very low. They become easy victims or easy target to pick on, to bully upon, to commit crime upon. Okay, this very animalistic behavior, and it is copiomology, the positive copium going up, negative copium going down. Okay, so yeah, it's copiomology. It applies to both good and bad ideologies. It's value neutral. It's coordinate invariant. We are describing natural law. Okay. Yeah, it is very powerful tool to analyze what's going on socially or individually. Okay, so the only solution is raise one individual's power. How do they do that? Yeah, diet, exercise, be beautiful. Yeah, work on appearance, and martial arts, muscle exercise, cardiovascular exercise, studying, right? Career, all that stuff. Yeah, that's the only way. There's no royal road to strengthening and empowering oneself. It's all about study, work, exercise. That's it. To raise one person's social level as high as possible, because those animalistic individuals who engage in crimes, they can't low lives. Okay, so once we raise our social hierarchy level higher up, yeah, they cannot pick on us because we are above their level. Social hierarchy, okay, so that's the only way. There is no other way. Okay. There are those animalist people down there. Okay. Yeah. I look at Mr. Jared Kushner. He's a Jewish, but he's way up there. Why? He went to Harvard. He worked very hard. Yeah, he seems to be very, very diligent and smart guy. Okay. I, I didn't have high opinion about him, Mr. Jared Kushner, because he's an ultra internationalist anyway. So I don't like the marriage between him and her. But I read this book, The Rage by Mr. Bob Woodward, and I read about Mr. Jared Kushner, and he seems to be very diligent and hardworking, very smart individual. He studied hard, worked hard, so he got all the way up there. Okay. Um, but he's Jewish, but he's not being target of anti-Semitism. Why? Because he's up there. Okay. So this bullyism, crimes, vandalism against Jewish people, it happens very low level in society. Okay. They don't get to touch like Steve Mnuchin, Mr. Steve Mnuchin, former Secretary of Treasury. No, anti-Semitists, they cannot touch them with their way up there. They pick on smaller people. Okay. So, yeah. But yeah, Asians, Jews, yeah, they're being targeted nowadays, but it takes turns, right? Back in like 9/11 or earlier in the President Trump's presidency, yeah, Arabs, Middle Eastern Americans were targeted for bullyism. Okay. And some other time in American history, like way back, okay, African Americans were targeted. During the BLM era, last year 2020, white people were targeted for bullyism, okay? During the post-COVID, post-Floyd BLM, yeah, white people were bullied upon, okay? Hmm? Yeah, the Karen, okay, or whatever. Yes, so it's taking turn, okay? So back in the days, American natives were targeted too during like President Andrew Jackson era, okay? American natives were targeted. So it's taking turn, okay? Now it's Asia's turn, okay, to be bullied upon. Uh, let's look at the big picture, okay? So that's all. As a scientist. So what's President Joe Biden doing about it? Nothing. Why? He doesn't know any solution. President Joe Biden is a nice guy, okay, but he's not smart enough to figure out all the solutions in the world, okay? So horrible things are happening in America. What's President Joe Biden doing about it? Nothing. Why? He does not know how to solve these problems. Okay. Is he better than President Trump? Maybe a little bit. Just a little bit. At least he's not worsening it. He doesn't know how to solve the problem, okay? This racial tension going on. So he's not doing anything, saying anything, okay? Yeah, his press secretary mentioned it during some press conference. So, what? Means absolutely nothing, okay? He does not know how to solve the problem. That's why he's being silent. President Joe Biden, okay? But still better than, not as bad as President Trump. Why? Because President Trump, he worsened the problem. Okay. I'm sorry, I disown President Trump, okay? Politically honest, okay? Because President Trump, yeah, I'm glad he's out of White House. And yeah. But you cannot blame everything on President Trump either. Why? We elected him, okay? So I did back in 2016. But was it then our fault, Republicans' fault that he got up there? How about Democrats? They didn't have good candidate back then, 2016. They don't have very good candidate there. All right? So you share the responsibility. Okay, it's we cannot blame just one person. The scapegoating, that's not fair. All right, we just do what we can. Okay, so look, I ran for president back in 2020, the last year. All right, is it people's fault that they didn't vote for me? No, they didn't knew I existed. How about people who knew me? Well, I didn't have any chance of winning anyway, so why waste a vote, right? So yeah, I don't blame anybody. It's just that I can only pray. God, please let all the violence and crime stop anywhere in the world. In Jesus' name, amen. And I write this paper, do this humanity series. I do what I can. Okay, we take 5 minutes break. Okay, so, yeah, but good times will come. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Good times will come. Okay, so yeah, no matter what happens, we know all about it, right? Yeah, copiomology is very powerful tool to understand why things are happening, why people are doing what they are doing. Okay, so basically, it's like this. The next section I'm going to write tomorrow is about copiomological analysis of empathy, sympathy, and antipathy. Okay, antipathy. It's like this. Okay, in our life, we have negative copium, pain, something bad, and positive copium, like pleasure, pain and pleasure. Okay. So when we have positive copium, we want to keep it to ourselves. When we have negative copium, we want to put it way out there. For example, trash or human feces, urine. We want those things to be way out there, far away from us, because they smell bad. Okay, same thing. Okay, Democratic Party, they criticize Republican Party. Why? Because they are far out there. It's like outhouse, bathroom, toilet. Because Democrats sometimes they have negative copium, like maybe stress, pain, whatever. So this that kind of negative emotion, they need to get it out of the system. And in metaphysical human space, what place is far out there? People who are different from Democrats, that's Republicans. So they make fun of Republicans. Okay, and vice versa. Okay, Democrats, Republicans, they are the same kind. I don't think Republican Party is better than Democratic Party. January 6th proved that. Okay, I did not know. But when I was a target of some vilification by my fellow Republicans, after I criticized President Trump rather harshly, then I realized, yeah, Republicans they are no better than Democrats. It was a disenchantment and disappointment and wake up call, kind of. I did not know. Okay, I thought Republicans are better than Democrats, and then later on, quite recently, I learned that they are no better. Okay, don't get me wrong. Most Democrats and most Republicans, they are very nice people. Okay, but there are some bad Democrats and bad Republicans. So it's symmetric. It's kind of mirror reflection, like anti-parallel kind of. Okay, yeah. I did not know. Live and learn, I guess. I should have known better, but I didn't. What a shame, because I'm supposed to be a humanologist. I'm supposed to know everything about human beings, right? I guess humanology is not complete yet, then, huh? Maybe it's still developing. Maybe it's just starting. Sure. But I think I have a feeling that it's mostly done. At least the framework, the backbone, skeleton, framework is done. Okay, mostly. This paper is like by now like 87 pages. Uh, my guess is it will be like 100 pages, and then it will be done. It will be published. Well, I try to publish it. If they reject it, I try to find another publisher. If they reject it too, then I'll wait maybe 5, 10 years and try to republish it and publish it again. I'll try to publish later on, 5 years, 10 years later. But just biding my time and I just keep writing next paper, next paper, next paper. Okay. No problem. I'm okay with that. It's not necessary these papers get published because I'm having fun writing it. I love to share it with the world, but if publishers reject those papers, it means it's not going to work anyway because they know what they do. Publishers, they're businessmen, right? So it won't be well received anyway because publishers, they are business savvy people. Okay, they know what paper will be allowed by well accepted, received, at least allowed by the public or not. So it's business decision, and I do respect that. Editorial decision, I respect that. They know what they're doing. Okay, so yeah, so it means yeah, these papers are not ripe for the time. People are not ready for these papers yet, like law of anti-gayism, for example. It's too premature. It's too ahead of the time. Possibly, okay. It's possible they will never be published. Am I okay with that too? Yeah. Why? I did what I could. I mean, I'm only a human being. I did what I could to save the world, to make this world a better place, to do my part. After that, I did my job, so whatever. I do care about it, okay? I do care about the world, the people. I do. But there is only so much I can do as a small person. Can I sleep at night? Yes. Why? Because I did my best. Yeah. To have peace of mind? Yes, I do. I did everything I could. I ran for president. I ran for Alaska State Senate. Okay, and writing these papers and publishing it, doing this humanity series. I do everything I can. I mean, I go to work Monday to Friday, 40 hours a week, come home, sit down, write, then come here and talk about things. I'm doing everything I can. Yes, sir. Do I sleep good at night? Absolutely, yeah. I have no problem sleeping. I have no problem waking up and getting out of my bed. Because I work very hard, okay? So at work, at home. Yeah. So life is good. And thankfully, I'm in Alaska. Okay, we are spared from all those bad ideological mainstream flood, deluge, tsunami. Okay, we are spared from all that stuff. So Alaska is a very safe place. Okay, did I foresee all these things happening? No, I did not. Maybe kinda. Why? So I came here, Alaska, back in 2015, right? And this United States Supreme Court judgment. Yeah, legalization of gay marriage. Okay, so to me that kind of sounded like Sodom and Gomorrah, rifle destruction. Okay, and actually that was one of the reasons I came to Alaska as an ideological refuge. So I did kind of foresee that bad things happening in Lower 48. Okay, yeah, like in Noah's Day, right? The deluge, the great flood. Okay, why did it happen? Because people they were very corrupt. So God decided to bring some flood. Okay, this is like metaphysical flood. Of course, it's not like everybody's gonna die. No, no. But they're going through some difficult times nowadays. So I kind of foresaw this a little bit. Okay, yeah, I really look too much like Sodom and Gomorrah, right, for destruction. Okay, uh, it's very simple. minor plussism or pluminosism, okay? Yeah. Sin, then punishment. Righteousness or world. It's minus plus or plus minus. It's that simple. Dualism, okay? It's, yeah, karma. Karma, okay? I did foresee this a little bit, okay? But there are some other reasons why I came to Alaska 5 years ago, 6 years ago, okay? Yeah, I wanted nature. I watched these Alaskan documentaries, right? TV shows, and I wanted to be part of that Alaskan adventure. Okay, that was one of the main drivers, actually. Okay, and also space, time, freedom. There was another main driver. Okay, that prompted me to come here. Yeah, to get away from it all. I love people, but when I watched Alaskan documentaries, it was like something else. Okay, it's this empty place, being alone with the nature, right? Wow, something very different. Before 5 years ago, I lived in South Korea, California, Wisconsin, Madison, New York, Texas, Georgia, right? They were heavily populated places. I love people, don't get me wrong, okay? But I wanted to experience something different. And that was Alaska, where there are not many people, there are animals roaming around, just empty land and nature, clean air, clean water, clean sky, stars, aurora borealis. When I watched those documentaries, I was so fascinated. So I had to come here. I had to, okay. I had to check it out and be part of this Alaskan adventure, okay. So that was one of the main drivers why I came here 5 years ago. It was just so different. Okay, we take 5 minutes break, okay. Then I tell you, yeah, story time, Monday night story time, okay. So I tell you some my experience with Alaska when I first came here, okay. So it was cool. All right, we'll take 5 minutes, okay. Yeah. All right. But before the story, let's get the business out there. Okay, business taken care of. So, Mr. Trump, former President Trump. I mean, there's some good in him, right? He said he got COVID-19, but his wife got one, his son got one. But he said he recovered. That's great. And he said, yeah, do not be afraid of COVID-19. That was good. Okay. But he could not stop Dr. Birx, Dr. Fauci, okay, White House doctors, national shutdown, business shutdown. Okay. He could not stop it. Went along with this narrow vision doctor's recommendation. It's very ill advised, very unwise decision to shut down the national economy, some discriminatory policy of what's essential business, what's non-essential business. Okay, he went along with that. Why? He was not strong enough to go against that mainstream pressure. COVID-19 alarmism. Okay, COVID-19 yeah, is badass virus. I get it, but shutting down all the entertainment because entertainment is non-essential business. That's very wrong. I'm using some benefiting from some hindsight, 2020 hindsight. Okay, because when people cannot have legitimate fun, entertainment, they resort to illegitimate entertainment, like picking on each other, bullying upon each other, crimes, vandalism, anti-Semitism, anti-Asianism, BLM protest, January 6th. Because people are bored, they need entertainment. Entertainment is very much essential business. Like going to football stadium, going to bars and clubs, restaurants, going to movie theaters. They cannot do that, so they're bored. So they cannot legally entertain themselves. So people resort to illegal and immoral means to entertain themselves. They start to pick on each other, like metaphysical cannibalism. They pick on white people, they pick on black people, they pick on Jews, they pick on Asians. Yeah, so that's what happened in 2020, 2021. It is still happening. I had to write this down, okay? Let me grab myself. I should write that in this paper, okay? Okay, yeah. Yeah, this paper, I'm taking time. Why? Because it's possible that it's not going to get published anytime soon anyway. Okay. Yeah, too much censorship going on now. Too much censorship going on nowadays. So yeah, it may not get published anytime soon anyway. So yeah, I'm taking time, which is good because humanology. Yeah, thought about this humanology for 2 decades by now, more than that. So there's a lot to talk about in humanology, okay? And so I need to take time, slowly write this. I only wrote one page today, okay? Yeah, and let the memory of past humanology, like 20 years ago, 10 years ago, let it slowly come back to me so that I write them all down in this paper, okay? So yeah, it's good to take time. Yeah, I'm going along with the flow, all right? Yeah, if they censor it, don't publish it. Oh, I take advantage of that situation. Yeah, I take time writing it so that I remember. Some human knowledge series theories that's been long forgotten because we discovered a lot over 2 decades, right? Yeah, right on top of the wave, be a surfer, right? I don't know how to surf, okay, but as an analogy, okay. So the kind of things that we cannot control, the mainstream ideology, whatever, yeah, we're right on top of that wave, tsunami of ideologies, and be a cool surfer. You take advantage of situation because we cannot fight it. All right, yeah, we have to go along with the flow, yeah, and take advantage of that. Right on top of that, okay. So yeah. So President Trump, yeah, I like his attitude. Yeah, do not be afraid of COVID-19, but talk is cheap. Okay, he didn't quite made that into a policy. Okay, he just went on with Dr. Birx, Dr. Fauci. Okay, mainstream lockdown, shutdown, home lockdown, business shutdown. Okay, he just went along with their recommendations, and yeah, so he failed miserably. Okay, it's not his fault. He's just not up to the task. He's not an exceptional leadership material. He's just ordinary guy, goods and bads like rest of us. He's not the kind of person who can lead through this kind of crisis. He's not an exceptional leadership material. He's just ordinary guy. Okay? Some goods and bads, like the rest of us. It's not his fault. He's not Superman like Abraham Lincoln or Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He's not that. He's not that level. Okay, or George Washington or James Madison, Thomas Jefferson. President Trump is not that level. No, he's kind of in the average level. All right. So he's not the kind of leader who can lead us through the crisis because that takes exceptional leadership like FDR, George Washington, James Madison, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln. Okay. That's like high level leader. Okay. Like General Patton, General MacArthur, General Eisenhower. President Trump is not that level. He's kind of in the middle, right? So he's not he did not have that kind of capacity. He's not exceptional leader. He's a mediocre, average leader. Okay, but I think he was still better than Madam Secretary Hillary Clinton or Senator Marco Rubio, Senator Ted Cruz. I think he was still better than that. Okay. How about President Joe Biden? About same level, maybe slightly better than President Trump level. Okay. How about President Barack Obama? I guess he's about the same level as President Trump. Okay, so yeah, just average, mediocre kind of leadership, right? Not exceptional ones. Okay, so yeah. How about President George W. Bush? I think he was the high and middle, kind of above average. I think he was the last distant president of the United States, Mr. George W. Bush Jr. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But do I agree with invasion of Iraq? I don't. President George W. Bush, okay. Because many people say in Middle East, okay, or other parts of the world, he made it worse. Yeah, Saddam Hussein, yeah, he's dictator, genocide, but at least he was a powerful leader. Okay, yeah, dictatorship, I get it. Okay, we get it. Okay, Saddam Hussein, Mr. Saddam Hussein. Okay, but he maintained some order. I read some articles about Afghanistan. Okay, when Taliban was in the control of Afghanistan, some Afghanistanians say at least there was some order. Taliban, okay, or Saddam Hussein in Iraq, Taliban in Afghanistan, when they were in power, at least there was some order. After they were taken out, it's all chaos. Okay. So those Middle Eastern countries, they're in different stage of evolution. Okay, so South Korea used to be dictatorship too. Mr. President Park Chung-hee, military coup d'état, okay, of democratically elected president, President Lee Seung-man. Okay, so developing countries, third world, they are in different stage of evolution, political evolution. Okay, so sometimes dictatorship work better for some of the countries, developing countries. Okay, so democracy is not panacea, it's not cure all for some developing countries, third world countries. They're not quite ready for democracy yet. Okay, and President George W. Bush, he did not understand the concept, the different stage of evolution in politics. He did not understand it. He went to Yale, he went to Harvard, okay. President George W. Bush, okay, but he also studied history too, okay. But he got history degree from Yale, MBA degree from Harvard, right? Yeah, so what, okay. He was decent, okay, but was not perfect. He's not quite scholarly academic kind of guy. Okay. He was pilot in Navy, something like that. Okay. Yeah, high roller. Okay. Life on a fast lane. Son of former president, uh, George Bush Sr., former Texas governor. Both of them, I think. I don't know. Whatever. Oil tycoon. Okay. Oil and gas industry. Whatever. Okay. But yeah, he didn't know that democracy, some developing countries like Iraq, Afghanistan, they're not quite ready for democracy yet. So sometimes dictatorship work better in those developing countries. Okay. Not many people know about this. We do. Why? We're humanologists, okay? We pretty much know everything, okay? So, yeah. We'll take 5 minutes break. This is something very exclusive, okay? I did not write about this yet. Maybe I will sometime later, okay? But many of the things is a scoop here in the humanology YouTube video series, okay? Uh, because I don't write down everything that I say here. Well, there are some things in the papers I write that I don't talk about here, okay? Some news articles that I submit to local newspapers or talk about in radio talk shows. Yeah, there's some uniqueness in all those different venues, outlets, okay? So, oh, well. But I spend time here in school to humanities series more than I spend time anywhere else when it comes to humanology. Okay, so yeah, hence the name humanology series. Banana like 1,500 episodes, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, welcome to humanology. Thank you. God bless you. We take 5 minutes, okay? We'll talk about Alaskan experience, okay? So, okay. Okay. So, like, I was in Ann Arbor, Michigan, graduated from law school, right? And then I came here wearing a Hawaiian t-shirt. That was back in late May of 2015, 6 years ago. Okay, 5.5 years ago. So I came here by myself, and then I was like, so I came to Ted Stevens, this former Alaskan senator, United States Senator Ted Stevens. Okay, I know some people, some friends who work for him as an intern. Okay, he was senator, U.S. senator from Alaska. Okay, uh, yeah, I know like couple of people who work for him. Okay, but he had some airplane accident. Okay, he passed away. So this Anchorage Airport, International Airport, is named after Senator Ted Stevens. Ted Stevens Airport. Okay. Yeah, Alaska a lot of cargo ships and cargo airplanes. Yeah, it's a hub, transportation hub, Anchorage, Alaska. Oh, they make good money from that venue, which is great. Okay, so yeah, so I came to Alaska, not the first time. I've been to Alaska once before, like somewhere in 1990s. It's an airport transportation hub. Okay, we was going back and forth from Madison, Wisconsin, Ithaca, New York, Ann Arbor, Michigan, well, Ithaca, New York, and Madison, Wisconsin. I every now and then I would go visit my friends and family members in South Korea. Okay, yeah, yeah, it was air transportation hub airplane, single airplane. Okay, Anchorage, Alaska. It was at night back in 1990s, so it was dark. I stayed in the airport, inside of the airport, so I just look at outside. It was just dark night, so I didn't get to experience Alaska. Okay, I was in the airport. Okay, so that was my first time experience. Okay, it was very quiet, not many people. Okay, that's what I recall. 1990s. Whereas I was mid 20s. Okay, that was my first Alaskan experience. Okay, but 5 years ago, 2015, late May, after I graduated from Ann Arbor, Michigan Law School. Okay, uh, I came to Alaska to live here, to stay here, right? At least for a while. Before I left, my friends in Ann Arbor, Michigan, Ypsilanti, Michigan, they would ask me, oh, Detroit, Michigan, okay. They would ask me, why Alaska? Okay. I was like, oh, I'm an adventurist. I love to adventure, traveling adventure. Yeah. Yeah. Exploration. Oh, okay. But some of them told me, okay, yeah, you experienced Alaska, okay, for a while, but we hope you come back to Low 48. Okay. Okay, yeah, maybe. Thank you for being so kind and generous, ladies and gentlemen. My friends, okay. Yeah. I still have many friends though. Low 48, okay. Well, Hawaii, yeah, well, I've never been to Hawaii, okay, so, but I've been to 6 different states in Low 48, okay. California, New York, Wisconsin, Michigan, Georgia, Texas, okay. Good people, okay. I don't think it's like Sodom and Gomorrah, okay. Abraham asked God if there are 10 good people in Sodom and Gomorrah, would you spare Sodom and Gomorrah? And God said yes, okay. So, Law 48, do I think there are more than 10 people in Law 48? Yeah. I know at least 100 people who are very good people in Law 48, okay. So, I don't think it would be like Sodom and Gomorrah or Great Flood. I don't think so because I know at least 100 people who are very good people in Law 48 in America, okay. So, yeah, I don't think it would be like that, okay. Okay. Anyways, so I came to back in 5 years ago, late May, after I graduated from law school in Michigan. Came to Alaska by myself. Just one luggage case with Hawaiian t-shirt. But in the airplane, okay, yeah, I told you about this joke before, okay. I was wearing a Hawaiian t-shirt, okay. I still have it. Some of Hawaiian t-shirt I carried from Ann Arbor, Michigan, Ypsilanti, Michigan, okay. Detroit, Michigan. Yeah, I shopped some. I love Hawaiian t-shirt, okay. So, and in the airplane from, okay, so from Detroit, Michigan airport, we went to Seattle, Washington, and Seattle, Washington to Anchorage, Alaska, okay. So when the flight from Seattle, Washington to Anchorage, Alaska, okay, we're heading for Alaska, okay, and some kind and generous gentleman, I think he was in his 50s or 60s, okay, he's Caucasian, okay, Alaskan resident gentleman, okay, and he told me, young man, you're not going to Hawaii. You are wearing a Hawaiian t-shirt, right? But you are maybe you are in the wrong plane. You are not going to Hawaii. You are going to Alaska. We left. Okay. I was like, oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Alaska, and I'm a huge fan of Hawaiian t-shirt too. So it's like late May. It's like summer. So yeah. So yeah, we flew from Seattle, Washington to Anchorage, Alaska. How many hours? Maybe 3 hours. Of course, the Canadian border. Okay, so I looked down the window and there's this beautiful Canadian glacier among the mountains covered by snow. Okay, in the May of 2015. Okay, late May. Yeah, I saw some glacier, beautiful, this white, blue, whatever. Okay, then we came to Anchorage, Alaska. Okay, and then I was alone. Luggage check. Took my luggage and I went out. And it was late May, and it was like there was nobody around Anchorage Airport. So I got my checked-in baggage, one baggage, luggage, and got out of airport for the very first time in Alaska. I got outside Alaska Anchorage Airport, and I looked around and there was nobody. Yeah, I smoked one cigarette. Right, there's a mountain there. It was late May, and some cold air from these mountains. Right, and I looked around and there was nobody else. There was something very new on international airport where there's no people around. I was like alone. It was something new. It was somewhat scary too. Just force of nature, right? Yeah, I'm just alone, but it's very, very good airport, paved, clean. Yeah, Ted Stevens Airport in Anchorage, international airport. Okay, but there's just nobody else. It was clean, squeaky clean, and well managed. Pavement, bench, trash can, and without smoking cigarette, and it was like otherworldly. I have back then I had never been to any place like that before, but like, it was so well maintained. Pavement, asphalt, bench, bus stop, and trash can, well paved road and sidewalk, traffic signal. And I looked around and there's nobody else. It was very surreal experience, like in Twilight Zone movie, right? Like where is everybody, right? Yeah, somewhat scary, but I liked it. Okay, it's a brand new experience, Alaskan experience that I came here for adventure. Okay, I liked it. Okay, so it was cool. All right, it was somewhat scary too, but I fell in love with it. Okay, it was cool. Yeah. What happened next? Give me 5 minutes, okay? Then I'll tell you. All right. I'll tell you some other stories too. Okay. It will take 5 minutes. Okay. So, all right. I have some vocal rights. We don't have any advertisement because this humanized series is very beginning stage. So yeah, there are not many audience here, so we don't get advertisement revenue. Okay, but no problem. All right. So, please give me 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah, so I finished my cigarette, okay, experiencing this cold Alaskan air back in 2015, wearing Hawaiian t-shirt. Okay. And I got my rental car. I went to my hotel. Okay. Then I started looking for apartment. It's like deja vu, right? When I dropped out of Cornell University, I believe, Eastern Coast, Ithaca, New York, okay. Well, happened to be born in, okay. Yeah, after Ithaca, New York, that was like back in 2006, okay. I drove to Los Angeles, California to become an actor, okay. I dropped out of PhD program, computational biology, okay. Yeah, when I first came to Los Angeles, California, okay, yeah, I stayed in a motel. I have some internet connections, so I applied for jobs and stuff, okay. But I stay in a hotel. I applied to jobs. I applied to get an apartment back in 2006, Los Angeles, California, after I dropped out of Cornell University PhD program, okay, in computational biology, okay. Deja vu again, okay. So there was 2006. When I first came to Alaska, it was came back to Alaska in 2015, so it's like 10 years later. All right, deja vu, same scenario. Okay, I'm staying in a motel. All right, and I'm looking for an apartment, looking for a job without knowing anybody. So back in 2006, yeah, I got a job as a McDonald's drive-through crew, handing out drinks, French fries, burgers. Okay, I never made it to a cook for burgers. That's higher up cooks. Okay, just way higher up. Okay, so you need some seniority, some more time served. Okay, yeah, still hierarchy. But I did cook French fries. Okay, when I was working at McDonald's in Los Angeles, California. Okay, yeah, I did make some Subway sandwiches too. Okay, yeah, yeah. That was like 2006. Okay, but 10 years later, 2015. Okay, uh, yeah, apply for jobs. Right, back in 2015, 6 years ago, I was a law school graduate, door to door knocking to law offices, law firms. They didn't hire me, okay, because I didn't pass the Alaska bar exam back then. Okay, it took me some more years to pass Alaska bar exam. Okay, well, yeah, I'm law school graduate, but I didn't pass the bar exam, so law firms, law offices in Anchorage they didn't hire me. Okay. But some of them kindly and generously interviewed me, give me some advices. Okay, God bless them. They were very nice too. And then I applied for computer programmer job. All right, 5 years ago, 2015. Okay, by then I was law school graduate, U.S. Army veteran, Cornell University, Ivy League dropout after 2 years. Kind of master's degree level in computer science. All right. Yeah. So yeah, I got computer programmer job. Okay. After about like 3 months of unemployment, my money was savings, meager savings was running out. Okay. I did apply for computer program jobs, but no response because it take time. Application, employment. Okay. Yeah, no response. But one day I went to a bar, right, and I met a gentleman. Okay, we just start talking. Okay, in a bar, we were talking about girls. Okay, he was younger than me. Okay, he's younger than me, like mid 20s, something like that. Okay, so he asked me, "What do you do for your job. And I said, yeah, I'm looking for a job. Okay. Okay, what did you used to do when you had a job? Oh yeah, I used to be a computer programmer. Okay, you know what? We have a small company, okay, next to airport. Yeah, we need a computer programmer. Yeah, the previous company computer programmer, he quit. Okay, so oh okay, okay, yeah. So he asked me, yeah, can you come to interview tomorrow? Oh yeah, why yes. Yeah, I introduce you to my boss. Right. And the rest is history. Okay, so yeah, I went to next morning, right? Student tie interview. Yeah, from a guy introducing his boss. Great company, small business. Okay, in Alaska. Okay, it was like $30 per hour job, maybe $20 per hour job. Okay, that's the kind of money I made 10 years ago when I first came back to like Los Angeles, California. Well, after McDonald's, after Subway sandwich, I got computer program job in Pasadena, California. Like $30 per hour. Okay. After 10 years, because Los Angeles, California, that was like 2006. 10 years later, 2015, 9 years later, yeah, I got this job, computer program job, just like I got first job, Pasadena, California, as computer programmer outside of school, $30 per hour. Yeah. 10 years later, 2015, after law school career, after credential as U.S. Army veteran, okay, still making the same money, $30 per hour, $30 per hour, okay. I was still happy. Why? I'm living in my dream, okay. I always wanted to come to Alaska when I was in law school. Back in 2006, I always wanted to come to Los Angeles, California to live my dream as an actor want to be Hollywood star, filmmaking, entertainment business. I was making very little money, but I was living my dream, pursuing my dream, doing the kind of things that I want to do. Yeah, during the day I can work as a computer programmer, but after hours I do my own things like actors, acting, auditions, weekday nights, weekends in Los Angeles, California, 2016. I was very happy, although I was making very little money, living in very small apartment, uh, rental. 10 years later, same thing. Small apartment, working as a computer programmer, even after I graduated from law school. So 4 years in United States Army veteran, okay. Yeah, still making same money 10 years later. Deja vu. Computer programmer job. But I was happy. I'm in Alaska, I have a job. Okay. And his boss, the guy I met in dance club, okay, we are talking about girls, right? Yeah, who introduced me to his boss, okay. And so next day we had an interview and his boss was very cool guy, okay. Great gentleman. Probably in his 50s, okay. And he didn't even ask me for resume or reference, okay. He asked me, hey, do you know how to program? I said yes. Okay, you're hired. So I was hired on the spot without giving my resume or references, okay. Very cool experience, okay. Very romantic, right? Yeah. So yeah, I made great friends there. Okay, so later on, yeah, I was laid off because they were going through some business difficulties. Okay, so yeah, later on, yeah, I got a job in state of Alaska, state government, computer program. Okay, worked there for 2 3 years. After that, I took Alaska bar exam, and then I resigned, and I got a lawyer job that I have now. Okay, so it's very romantic, right? Yeah. But I met some great people in the world, in the process, right? God bless them. So that's my Alaskan experience. Okay, okay. Good people. We take 5 minutes break. Okay, there's some more stories, more people that I met. Okay, there's some people like Alaskan people. They're from everywhere. All right, Alaska is like a refuge. They're from everywhere. Some of them are from Greece, Southeastern Europe, Greece. Okay, Greeks. Some of them are from Ukraine, Russia, right? And all different states. There, some of them are from Hawaii, some of them from Minnesota, Michigan, and Wisconsin, and California, Washington State. Yeah, I met all of them. Okay, so some Alaskans are from Latin America, like Mexico, some other places. Okay, fantastic people. Okay. In Alaska, there's some Middle Easterns, Jews. Okay, great people. Some Asians, even some Koreans. Okay, Chinese. All right. Yeah, I met them all. Okay, they're great people. So when I met Greek people, people from Greece, some descendants. Okay, I was like, oh, I'm a huge fan of this Greek culture, Hellenism. Yeah, Aristotle, Plato, Socrates. Yeah. When I met some Jewish people in Alaska, oh, I'm a huge fan of Hebraism. Okay, yeah, Old Testament, Mosaic, Mosesian, Bible, Abraham. Yeah. When I met some people from California, Washington State. Oh yeah, I've been to California. I've been to Washington. Yeah, great states. Yeah. Of course, in Alaska we have African American people too. Okay, fantastic. Okay, professionals. Yeah. So Alaska is a very unique place. Okay, we all get along very well together. Okay, because there are not many people here, but in Alaska they are from everywhere. We also have Alaskan natives. Okay, I'm a huge fan of Alaskan native culture. Okay, so, yeah. Maybe when they see me, maybe they think I'm Alaskan native. Okay, because Alaskan natives or low 48 natives or Hawaiians, they look like me. They're Asians. Okay, so yeah. They're really cool people. So what time? What time is it? Where's my cell phone? Où est mon cell phone? Time to speak French. I think it's charging. Okay. You know what? Yeah. What time is it? Like almost 9 o'clock. Okay. So yeah, let's call it a night. All right. So because there's some this Russian documentary, Wild Nature animal documentary. There's three I like: Surinland, Kamchatka, and Wild Siberia. Okay. And I think I watched two of them. The third, I don't think I have quite watched it. But I have one more thing to talk about. Okay. Mr. English writer, something like H.G. Wells. He's the writer of this War of the Worlds, Steven Spielberg movie, okay, but I'm not sure if they did it right, okay. I think his name is H.G. Wells. He predated Mr. Albert Einstein, okay. Mr. Albert Einstein's first paper, the special theory of relativity, is like 1905, but 10 years before at least, Mr. Wells he published a novel about time machine. Okay. So in past papers, I wrote, yeah, Mr. Albert Einstein's theory. special relativity, it inspired novelists about time travel, but I was wrong. Some erratum I should write. Okay. No. I think Mr. Albert Einstein read this English novel about time machine, time travel. Okay. H.G. Wells. I think that's his name. Okay. Back in 1895, something like that. Okay. So the concept of time machine predates Albert Einstein. It started with novelists, English, British novelists. I learned about him. He talked about time machine, war of the worlds, alien invasion. He's like father of science fiction, sci-fi. Okay, I did not know about him. Okay, but quite recently I learned about it in the news. Okay, so what? We take 5 minutes. Okay, let me clear myself. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it turned out that I have the cell phone in my pocket, this outer jacket. Okay, jacket, whatever. Okay. I think it's Hobart G. Wells. Yeah, it is H. G. Wells. Yeah, okay. British gentleman. He's a white guy. Okay, whatever. So, how about George Wells? H. G. Wells. Okay. Time Machine, Island of Dr. Moreau, The Invisible Man, The War of the Worlds. Okay, so yeah, because I remember this The Invisible Man. Okay, I mean I read this news. African American novelist wrote about inv- as an African American male being invisible. Okay, yeah, it's cool. Okay, but when I was in South Korea as a teenager, I remember hearing about this novel, English novel, Invisible Man. It's not about racism. It's like British novel. It's about it's science fiction. I remembered hearing about it. I didn't quite read the novel. Okay, translated from English to Korean. Okay, The Invisible Man is originally science fiction. H.G. Wells, British white guy. Okay, I appreciate African American novelist, Invisible Man. That's very cool. Okay, so African American gentleman about racism. Okay, yeah, but I'm more into science. Okay, so science fiction. So I remember. Okay, so it kind of jogged my memory. Okay, this news about African American novelist gentleman, Invisible Man as a African American in back in the days, maybe early 1900s, as an African man, African American gentleman. Yeah, racism. Yeah, I get it. Okay, but I was not familiar with that concept when I was in South Korea. Okay, so I remembered hearing about reading something about Invisible Man novel, British white guy writer, science fiction. Okay, yeah, a guy who's scientist and he conducted some experiment, some light refraction. He became invisible physically, not metaphysically, like in African American novelists wrote about. Okay, they're all cool. Okay, yeah. So, but I'm more into science. Okay, so yeah, this sci-fi movie fiction, late 1800s, The Invisible Man by H.G. Wells. So I looked it up. Okay, voila, there it is. Okay, Wikipedia article. It's a fiction. Okay, it's a novel. H.G. Hobart George Wells, English white guy. Okay, he wrote this fiction novel, science fiction. This fictional character concocted some chemical. He drank it and he became invisible physically. What a great imagination, okay? So I looked up his biography and there is this time machine. The time machine, okay? So he was the origination of this concept, time machine, time travel. late 1800s before Albert Einstein. Okay, my guess, Albert Einstein read that novel and came up with this science fiction theory, special general relativity. Okay, so it's based on this fiction. Okay, so time travel, time machine concept predates Albert Einstein. I was wrong. It was like anachronism. Because I didn't know. Okay, I was ignorant. Albert Einstein did not inspire novelists of this concept of time travel. No, Albert Einstein was inspired by a novelist, H.G. Wells. That's what I think happened. Okay, so novels sometimes it predates science, physics, rocket science. Okay, so yeah, Mr. H.G. Wells, he was a futurist. He predicted space travel, time machine, satellites. Okay, some other novelists predicted satellite. Okay, satellite is 10, 9, 8. Just countdown. It came from some other novelists. Okay, maybe it was H.G. Wells. I don't know. Okay. But is travel possible? According to humanology of physics, it's not. Okay, why? The time is absolute. Time does not slow down. We disproved Mr. Albert Einstein's special and general relativity theories. Okay. Light does not bend. There's no such a thing as time dilation. There's no such a thing as black hole. There is no such a thing as light bending around the gravity. Okay. Yeah. All the scientists, astronomers, they've been lying for 100 years. Okay. Is it conspiracy theory? Conspiracy theory? It could be. Is it pseudoscience? It could be. Okay. But as far as I can tell, yeah, all these scientists during World War II era, they have been pressured by people. Yeah, Nazi Germany, Mr. Hitler, okay. And there's Mr. Albert Einstein, okay, the Prince of Peace, symbolism of world harmony and unity in scientific community when World War II is going on. All these scientific community people, they come together, okay. So Mr. Albert Einstein, politically, he has to be right. So all the other scientists, experimental scientists, astronomers, they got some political pressure to prove Mr. Albert Einstein's special general and general relativity theory to be right. So it's not their fault. They've been pressured politically, geopolitically. Okay. So yeah, they went along. They manipulated some data, numbers, like accountants sometimes. Okay. They wrote because it's just smudges, okay? This you have sun eclipse, solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, okay? Yeah, in some biographical documentary, some fantastic African American physicist, okay? Yeah, they're just smudges, okay? Yeah, this black and white, gray. Yeah, so our guess is that experimental error it greatly exceeds this theoretical calculation, okay? So their lies. It is conspiracy, okay? It's not just scientists, it's just people demanding some prince of peace, Mr. Albert Einstein. He has to be right. It's political pressure, ideology, pro-Einsteinism that overcomes as they want this to be overcoming German Nazism, racism, Holocaust, all right, prosecution against European Jews, racism, anti-Semitism. Okay, so I did explain that in previous papers. Okay, but it's been 100 years ago, a century passed. Okay, now we can tell the truth. Okay, yeah, Mr. Albert Einstein was wrong. Okay, for 100 years, all the scientists who supported evidence, experimental, observational, astronomical observation. They're all wrong. Okay, there's no such a thing as E equal mc squared. No, we disproved Mr. Albert Einstein's special and general relativity theories in two papers. All right. Because nowadays World War II is over. Okay. And there's still anti-Semitism. I'm sorry. We are sorry. Okay. But I guess that's kind of action reaction Newtonian law of motion. Action reaction. There's too much hyper pro-Semitism. In reaction to that, yeah, anti-Semitism. There were recently, year 2020, there were too much pro-Asianism. Nowadays, year 2021, anti-Asianism, action reaction. We can kind of understand that, okay? Because BTS, Blackpink, Academy Award of this Parasite movie, South Korean, okay? I don't think they have that much merit, okay? So, BTS, Blackpink, Parasite movie. Okay, I don't think they have that much merit. Okay, so yeah, Gone with the Wind. Just like pro Trumpian economic policy, bring back all the manufacturing jobs from China, from Latin America, back to America after COVID-19, BLM, Gone with the Wind. Okay, so BTS, Blackpink, Parasite movie. I don't think they had any merit whatsoever. Okay, just like President Trump's economic agenda economic initial boom after COVID-19, BLM, gone with the wind, okay? So it just evaporated in a matter of days, okay? I think that's what happened. With some benefit of hindsight, 2020 hindsight. Nobody else can talk about this like we do, but we are humanologists, okay? We are humanologists first, right? We want to talk about the truth, right? There are religions, politics, right? Yeah, so what? But we want to find the truth. We may become very unpopular by saying things that we do here. We're very bipartisan. We're not always about Republican Party or Democratic Party. No. We want to find the very truth, bare naked truth. What's real, what's rational, what's logical, right? Yeah, we want to exclude all the emotions, politics, religion, right? We want to find a very, very bare naked truth. We don't care about popularity, okay? Okay? Why? Because we can afford it. We can afford the truth. Back in the days, this Tom Cruise and what? Jack Nicholson movie. Tom Cruise was in this movie, A Few Good Men, right? He was this something Navy lawyer, Harvard graduate, okay? Jack Nicholson, Marine Corps general, right? He said to Tom Cruise, "Oh, you cannot handle the truth. You went to Harvard, you're a lawyer, right? Navy lawyer, whatever, okay? Son, do you know what it takes to survive as a Marine general in Latin America, okay? On the borderline. You cannot handle the truth, okay? Now, as humanologists, I watched that movie, great movie, okay? Maybe I'm gonna watch that movie again after this episode, okay? A Few Good Men, okay? Yeah, you have Demi Moore, all-star casting like Jack Nicholson, Kevin Bacon, and Jack Bauer, 24 guy, what's his name? Kiefer Sutherland and Tom Cruise. Okay? All-star casting, right? among some others. I watched that movie. Amazon Prime. Okay. I don't get paid by any of those big companies. Okay, so. Anyways, so yeah, our question as humanologists is, can you afford the truth? The truth can be very expensive. Truth, justice, righteousness, they don't pay any money. So it's kind of luxurious thing to find the truth. Can you afford it? Because it does not give us any money. Truth, justice, righteousness, they're very expensive products. Expensive business. It's like luxury. Truth, justice, righteousness, beauty. Can we afford that? So for those people who cannot afford truth, justice, righteousness, and beauty, we don't blame them because we understand they cannot afford it. Why? Because truth, justice, righteousness, beauty, they are not easy to get. People, we are just struggling to survive. So sometimes, in order to survive, we have to compromise. We understand that as human artists. We don't blame anybody. We understand. Because in order to survive, sometimes we have to sacrifice truth, justice, righteousness, beauty in order to survive. Because life is not easy. We are only human beings. We have human conditions, human nature. Okay. We're like half animal, half God. Okay. So we are struggling to survive. Right. We understand. Yeah. That's what I have to say. Okay. So yeah, I'm I'm very eager to watch this movie. A Few Good Men. Okay. So yeah, I rented in Amazon.com. So maybe not. There's too much violence in that movie. I remember. Okay. Some bullyism, suicide there. Yeah, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna watch that movie. It's too much violence there. Okay, so but did watch that movie a couple of times, and there's a good in there. Okay, but I'm not gonna watch that movie. It's too much violence. Okay, so then what I'm gonna watch after this episode? Maybe some Russian documentary, film by Americans, Net Geo, National Geographic. Okay, or maybe Alaskan documentary, film by BBC, British. Okay, so yeah, or maybe some ocean under the water documentary about fish, animals, plants. So beautiful, clean, pure. Yeah. I'm a tree hugger. Okay, yeah, I love animals. Hunting and fishing, as long as licensed, it's not poaching. Yeah, it's controlled, regulated. So, yes. All right. Yeah, thank you. Have a good night. Bye.